Hi everyone, I'm Nadia, host from sportsbookreview.com. The Georgia State Panthers kick off their second season in the FBS against the Abilene Christian Wildcats on Wednesday night from the Georgia Dome. Joining us now to give us an early preview on the betting value is professional handicapper Dave Golikoff. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. So Georgia State starts with a clean slate after going winless in the Sun Belt Conference last year. The Panthers may have disappointed their fans, but they were 8-3-1 against the spread in 2013. Their line is 2.5 games in the regular season wins market. The over returns plus 170 at 5 dimes. How many wins do you see the Panthers recording this season?
Well, that's a tough one. I don't see them recording 3 wins. I think that this is a team that's rebuilding still, or I should say building. They were never built to begin with, in the FBS. Big adjustment for them last year, and this year, if memory serves me correct, they're only bringing back 3 starters, or 3 starters on offense, I should say. There's going to be a lot of work for this team. Not that the Sun Belt's great. You mentioned the spread. There was a number of games where they were close, but it's really, I think if my memory serves me correct, there's only about 3 or 4 games where they were close. I think, 8 of their 12 losses were by double digits, or 2 scores along those lines. They weren't close in most of their games. So, 3 wins, it's possible, but I don't see it happening. This would not be something that I'd be, selling my car and taking the money that I sell my car with and betting the over with.
Okay, the Abilene Christian opened as a 6-point dogs, but the lines have dropped to a 4.5 at 5 dimes. Which way are you leaning right now?
I would actually lead with Georgia State, if you can believe that. Not to contradict myself, where I said they're not going to win many games, but this is definitely one winnable game for them. Georgia State went 0-12 last year. This is not a very good team. Their defense, giving up more than 35 points per game. I think that they're definitely a team that is going to struggle in the Sun Belt, is going to struggle against teams in the FBS. But, you got Abilene Christian here. If Georgia State is rebuilding or starting from 0, then Abilene Christian is like at -2 or -3. It's a team that returns only 3 starters overall. And, they basically have nothing to work with. This is a team that was good offensively last year and used that offense to sort of overcome a lot of defensive deficiencies. But, they lost their quarterback, lost a couple of receivers. This is a team that really is toothless right now and is, 3 starters. That's crazy. The offensive line is gone. 3 starters on the whole team coming back. This is a team that doesn't have much to work with. And I think, again, this is a spot where Georgia State can, I don't want to say exert their dominance, but this is a spot where they can definitely take advantage of a weaker opponent and get the win here. Okay.
And if the spread closes at 4.5, would you still pick the same team?
Yeah, I would. I don't want to be laying much more than a field goal with a team that didn't win at all last year. But again, I think for Georgia State, this is manageable. That's really how I look at it. They should win this game. Maybe a little bit of a home field advantage as well, playing at the Georgia Dome. But, again, Abilene Christian is starting from absolutely nothing, and they weren't a very good team. They're a subdivision team. Georgia State is basically a subdivision team, but, they have the experience of being in the FBS for 1 year. They have more players coming back, so I see them as being a little bit more talented, more polished, if you will. And, with the home field advantage, I think 4.5 is okay to lay with them here.
Okay, and as for the total, it's set at 64.5 at -120 on both sides. Do you expect a shootout?
I do expect a shootout, but I'm not really sure what to expect from either of these teams. There's a lot of new faces on both sides. I think that the concern with the over for me would be, what is Abilene Christian going to bring to the table? Last year, great offense. So-so defense, so that would have been great. But, so much is being rebuilt on that entire team. I think their defense is going to be pretty bad again this year. I don't know that their offense is going to do enough scoring to get us to 65 points. So I would stay away from the total, to be honest.
Okay, excellent. So there you have Dave's picks. Thank you so much, Dave, for your insight. Remember to join our conversation on Twitter, #SBRNadia. Thank you for joining us. For sportsbookreview.com, this is Nadia Holtz.